Coach, initial reaction to the field and the number 5 seed?
Yeah, super excited. Really proud of our team. Hosting and getting a national seed is just reflective of the kind of season you've put together to this point. Certainly doesn't guarantee anything moving forward, but it's a reward for what you've done to this point. And so I'm proud of our players, proud of our staff, considering where we started the season to where we are now. There's a lot to be proud about, but you work all year long for the opportunity to play in a postseason, whether you're a 4 seed or a host. It doesn't matter. Now it's about playing good baseball.
And initial reaction to your former team coming down here?
Yeah, and certainly when I took this job, I knew it could be a possibility. Didn't quite expect it the first year, but obviously mixed feelings. I'm excited for them. I feel like TCU was most definitely deserving of a host site. I think anytime you win a league like the Big 12, you're deserving of hosting. I'm excited for those players. I mean, I love those guys. Still love them to death, and wish them the best of luck, with the exception of the times that if we play. But that's part of it, and I knew that was a possibility, staying in the same region.
What was it like? If you had a chance to reflect on, maybe a few months ago, thinking you'd be watching this selection show, hoping to see your name in a regional to begin with, and then to be a top 5 seed.
Yeah, I mean, considering where we were to start the season, how we played the first 4 weeks, injuries, all the things that teams go through. If you'd have told me in the 4 weeks in after when we're driving back from Frisco and then lose a game to Santa Clara, lose a game to University of Houston, that you're going to be sitting here as the number 5 seed and host a regional, I'd have signed that bet. I mean, I would have signed that contract on that day for sure. So, again, just really proud of our players. They've earned this experience.
Are there any surprises that maybe jumped out just looking at the field and the selection show?
Yeah, I thought Alabama was deserving of being in. I thought they had a really good team. I don't think they made it in, right? North Carolina State, that's awful tough pill to swallow after what happened in the College World Series last year. I didn't really pay attention as much across the country. I'm really excited for Texas State. It's one of my former players, Steven Trout. The job he's done, he should be a National Coach of the Year candidate. So, but right now I'm just focused on our team and practice, and because we have a lot of things to get better at before the weekend.
Lots of folks talk about rivalries in football and even in basketball. Would you say TCU and A&M have one that's, and I wouldn't even say it's budding, but one that's occurred at least in postseason over the years now?
Yeah, I think anytime you're in Texas, anytime you're in Florida, anytime you're in Southern California or the Carolinas, these regionals, that's what they are for the most part. They're regional. Unfortunately, they're regional. I wish the incident, maybe we'll get to the point where there's more money where they can fly more teams. I think they're only allowed to fly like 18 teams within the budget they have. So they become more regional. So you end up playing the good programs like TCU and the other ones in the state of Texas. More than likely, you're going to have to go through those places or play those teams to advance. And so when you play them a lot, then it certainly becomes something that's more normal, whether it's a rivalry or not. Those things occur over the course of time, so we'll see.
Certainly you have established teams coming in this regional, and even what you're notched up in on the other side. These are regulars to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, there's my standard feeling on the NCAA tournament is this: you're either going to play a really good team, you're going to play a really hot team, or you play a team that's both. And we're talking about TCU. I mean, Oral Roberts won 38 games. I mean, Oral Roberts is on the list of teams. I've been coaching for 32 years. Oral Roberts is on the list of 4, 5, 6 teams. Like, you do not want them as your 4 seed, right? Because they're not some team that finished under 500 and got hot in a conference tournament. It's a real program. It's a real team. They're used to playing the NCAA tournament. Nothing's coming here is not going to phase them. So we're going to have to play well, and that's the case throughout the entire bracket.
Do you have any relationship with Matt Diggs? I know he has some history here at A&M.
Sure.
His Louisiana team in.
Yeah, just professional relationship. Known him for a long time. Respect everything he's done. Obviously, he's created an awesome career for himself. A great rebound in his career. A lot to be respected for the man that he is and what he stands for. And the Raging Cajuns. When I was at Tulane, it was Southwest Louisiana. What a neat place to go play. And and a great fan base. I'm sure they'll travel well. That's another thing about this regional. Obviously, the 12th man will show up, but I think the fans from all the other 3 schools will travel really well too.
As a head coach, what does it mean when you have a watch party like this on a holiday and you get this many fans to show up and see where your team will be playing?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the thing that needs to be shared, right? And we talked about it last week. Administrator asked, what we wanted to do. Do you want to just do something with the team? And I said, no, man, we need the fans are part of this too. They need to celebrate it. And so let's have it at the Hall of Champions and invite everybody. So it's exciting. It's exciting to see the number of people here to support our players, and look forward to seeing everybody out this weekend.
Did you have a hunch TCU would be in the regional coming into this? Did it feel Murphy's Law at all? Or?
Well, I knew when you look at, once they announced the host sites, and then you look at Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and TCU, you got to figure one of those schools is going to come to is going to come here. They can't go to Texas, they can't go to Oklahoma State, so at least one. They're not going to ship all 3 of those schools, so one of them was going to come here. So God has and the NCAA committee seems to have a little sense of humor. So TCU is the one that's coming.
Talk about the mixed emotions. Let's say you guys do end up playing. How do you prepare yourself mentally for a game like that?
You just play baseball. Just try and not pay attention to the jersey that's on the other side and the players and the emotions that I have for those guys. But it's something that I've prepared myself for. It's something that I thought about when I made the decision. And they're certainly trying to advance to the Super Regional and College World Series as well. So once you get on the field, most of that stuff goes out the door.
You and Coach Sarloos talked at all about this possibly happening, or y'all going to talk at all this week, you think?
I doubt it. I've talked to Coach Mosiello a couple times. Have 2 former players on their staff, Matt Perk and Kyle Winkler. But it's too busy to talk about that stuff. We'll say hello maybe on the practice day, but we'll catch up when the season's over. And but professionally, we're all trying to do the same thing, so we'll just keep it that way.
What's it like just in general kind of navigating regional environments where you can play North and Rita, I guess, 5 days and I guess what you do with this team is kind of going through the games and preparing for the situations.
Well, first thing, the one thing about earning the right to host is you get to choose when you play the first game. So that's one thing. After that, the NCAA sends a representative to try to make everything neutral, and so everything will be neutral. But we do get to choose when we want to play the first, whether we want to play first or second on Friday. We get to choose that, and then after that, you just got to win them one at a time. You got to stay alive because anything can happen. Kind of the survive and advance mentality. And given the fact that, our pitching depth isn't, we haven't had a super established starting pitching, so the options to pitch off or anything like that, there's been years where I've had 4 legit starters and the 4th guy's pitched the first game. And there's other years where you get matched up with an elite first rounder on your 4 seed and you have to throw your number 1 to win. So we'll look at the matchups and see what the best fit is now that we know the teams. Got a lot of work to do. Got have practice this afternoon, get in the office and start watching video for the next 72 hours.
One of the strengths of your coaching staff is the NCAA experience you have with them. That's got to pay huge dividends this time of year.
Huge, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Like Nate Yeski's the head coach of the pitchers. I don't, he can talk to them about that. I'll certainly address the entire team, but when you have Nolan Kane, who's coached third base in many Super Regionals and the College World Series, and Mike Early, was in the NCAA tournament last year in Austin. So yeah, that's part of the reason you hire those guys is to help in times like this.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.
Okay. All right, thank you.